What's up everyone, this is Grizzly. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you all how to trade one of the easiest, beginner-friendly strategies there is. I'm going to walk you through this. By the end of this video, you should know how to trade this strategy and be profitable and manage your risk. But before we get going, I want you to click that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Keep in mind, I don't get paid for making these videos. I do it out of, it's just my passion to help you all become profitable traders. So it helps me out when you do all that. Be sure to watch it all the way through. So let's get right into this. I want to start off by talking about risk management. Before I go any further into this video, maybe give you a look into my trading plan and to help you figure out why you're inconsistent and why you're letting your losing trades outweigh your winning trades. I may even read you a few things off my trading plan, my physically written trading plan. I should say, if you don't have a physically written trading plan, you shouldn't be trading at all right now. This is like your rule book, your guide, right? This is going to keep you disciplined. If you put in the time to learn how to trade, I don't care what you do, read books, YouTube, mentorships, one-on-ones, whatever. If you learn, then you have the education to back building a trading plan. And if you build a solid trading plan, all you need is enough discipline to follow that trading plan, right? If you have enough discipline to follow your trading plan, you will be a good day trader, swing trader, whatever your style is. You will be profitable, okay? If you have a solid trading plan, you can literally lose 50% of your trades and still be a profitable trader, okay? It's all about risk management. Now let's talk about risk management. I get a lot of DMs asking me about risk management, about day trading plans, about trading plans in general. You should never risk more than 2% of your account value in one trade. That's just a rule of thumb. Just don't do it. So you're saying, well, Grizzly, I have a small account. How am I ever going to build? When I say don't risk 2%, I don't mean 2% is as big of position size that you can get, okay? If I was going to have a rule of thumb for my position size, building a small account, I would keep my position size roughly around 20% of my account size. So for math, let's say you have $1,000 account, okay? Let's say you go to enter a trade. In my opinion, there's going to be a lot of you that disagree, that agree. $200 would be my max position size on a trade if I had a $1,000 account. Now, that being said, I wouldn't want to lose that $200 in one trade, right? So let me back up before I get ahead of myself. So if I'm scalping, you know how I trade. If you trade with me, I scalp. My trades last seconds, rarely minutes, sometimes minutes. If I can get 10% profit out of my position size, I'm happy with a scalp, right? A lot of times I get more, yeah. But I've disciplined myself to be happy to accept a 10% profit. I adjust my position size to match my daily goals, and it just works out for me. So let's say with a $200 position, if I'm scalping, a $20 scalp is a decent trade for me. I'm not saying this is exact math. Certain situations are going to allow for adjustment. But just keep this as a rule of thumb. The further you get into your education, the more you can fine tune this and make it work for your unique trading style. Okay? Let me read you some rules off my trading plan here. Just to, you don't have to put this in yours, but just to give you an idea of what you're looking for when you're building one. And this is just some side notes I keep. It's not completely in depth. My max stop loss on any position is roughly $300. Yeah, I can change that a little if I'm a little lighter, if I'm a little heavier, it's adjustable. Stop trading after I reach my goal, unless then I have, a list of conditions. 3-day trades only. 3 to 4 day trades only. This keeps me from over trading out of boredom. That's a thing. People get bored and say, I'm gonna try this. They end up losing money. Or they force a trade. I don't like to have more than 3 swing trades open at any given time. Just a preference. I only trade Qs and SPY off support and resistance and off bullish pattern breaks. I do not trade options that have really bad spreads. I don't try to force a trade and hope that it'll go good. Because when they have bad spreads, what happens? We're going to open in the red. For those of you that aren't familiar with options trading, I got a full video. It's over 40 minutes long on my YouTube. I basically give you a free class on buying calls and put options It's taught. I teach it live, so I'm answering questions as well. So you be sure to check that out. I don't like to take scalps over 50 calls or 50 options. That's just a preference. You can get bad fills and tend to get away from you. If it's a longer day trade, or if I have time to buy a limit, I don't care to take over that size, especially when they got good spreads, right? And that's just some stuff I have on side notes to give you an idea what your trading plan should be built up of. Now, let's talk about this strategy I'm going to teach you all. It is one of the most looked over simple strategies out there. It's almost so simple that it don't seem like it should work, but it does. And no, it's not 100% accurate. It does, sometimes you have breakthroughs, resistance, or fall through supports. But I'm going to tell you all how to see that coming and how to manage your trade if that does happen, okay? Keep this in mind before I go forward with teaching you all this. The most successful traders I know are the ones that can admit they're wrong the quickest. Now, let's get right into this. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. It's going to be a little longer than my usual videos because I'm going to teach you a complete strategy to use and hopefully make you consistently profitable. Okay, you can see by now we're looking at support and resistance. When I'm doing my support and resistance, I start at the weekly time frame, add my resistance and support, go to the daily time frame to add resistance and support, go to the 4-hour, add resistance and support, and I always go with the most obvious ones. If I can't go through and pick out support and resistance within a few minutes, then it's not worth trading to me, because the people that are trading these levels are looking for the most obvious ones, okay? And that's what makes them work. A lot of people looking at them, or whatever. There's different types of support and resistance. Some people trade gap as a support and resistance. Okay, as you can see here, I already have all my support and resistance drew up for this video. And I'm just going to go back and we're going to look over some of this. I'm going to zoom in here so we can see. Let's just look at yesterday, Thursday, right here. We're going to look at this, for example. We're looking at the 5-minute chart right now. This was what I would be watching if I'm waiting on my levels to confirm. Once I get into a trade, I pull up the 1-minute chart as well, so I can watch the stock on the 1-minute and 5-minute chart. And I'm going to pull up my studies for those of you that want to write these down or add them add them onto your charts. You can. I'm going to give you all a second. Go ahead and write this down, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions about this, reach out to me. Okay, now let's say none of this has happened, right? Let's just pretend like Thursday hasn't happened yet. This is pre-market all the way up till 9:30 here. So this is the opening candle. So we should already have our support and resistance drawn out before market opens, correct? We got to be ready. If we're going to day trade these levels, we need to be here ready. You need to know how to draw support and resistance, and you need to know how to read volume, or at least have a good understanding of volume when you're trying to trade this strategy. Before I go on, I want to point something out. I will not be going over SPY. I do day trade SPY a lot, with these levels, support and resistance. I do put lines on SPY, but I'm getting my support and resistance levels off of the SPX, okay? That's just how a lot of people trade SPY. If you just want to trade QQQ, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with focusing on 1 or 2 charts a day. If your levels don't confirm, oh well, you haven't lost money. If they do confirm, you're ready, you've prepared. Your mind's not scattered trying to watch 12 different things. You're ready to take that trade. You're ready to manage your risk. And you're ready to make the best of it. Okay. Let's say we got our lines drawn out. When we look at the support and resistance levels, remember, it doesn't always have to come down and touch exactly, okay? It can be within a few cents. If you want to get a little early entry, that's fine. But just understand, if it does go away from you, you're going to have a little bigger loss with that trade, okay? So let's say, let me zoom in here so we can get an even better look. So this is the opening candle. Say that, the market opens. We see it dip down here to this support level, okay? That 336.8, 0.7 area is support on QQQ. So we say, okay, let's try. We have a nice bounce. We get in with calls here, have a nice move up to this resistance, right? It doesn't always work like that. I'm going to try to go into as much detail as possible. Yeah, you can hold some for this move all the way back up if you wanted to. But for me, if it took this bounce, I would be scaling out as it went up, and my stop loss would be right exactly what I paid to enter this trade. That way, whatever runners I had left, if it fell back down, it's gonna sell for what I paid to enter this trade. I'm not giving back any profits, okay? And I would probably be all the way out by the time we reach this resistance. Again, if you wanted to try to play it for a break of resistance, you could. What would tell us that it's gonna break this resistance? I'm gonna pause just for a second and let you think about that. I mean, what indicator do you see that's telling us that it's gonna break above this resistance? It's not gonna reject off of it. You're probably looking around. What is it? Look at volume. You see how volume increased instead of decreased on this candle when we neared this resistance level? That's telling me that chances are we're going to break it. Buyers are pushing it through. Okay? You're saying, Grizzly, how do you know that? That's just, when I'm trading momentum off the open, I'm watching volume. I'm watching for the volume to go crazy. I have level 2 pulled up as well. Watching, the bids to hold above that level. Now, let's say something happens that you got in this trade here with puts because you thought it was going to reject. You weren't paying close enough attention to volume. You just playing off that resistance with puts, meaning that you wanted to make money going down. I would just simply get out of this trade if I had a candle or a couple 1 minute candles open above this level. There's different ways to handle it. For me, when I'm scalping or day trading, my stop loss is rather tight. It's a lot tighter than my swing trade, for example. And again, it's just based on your account size, what your risk is. But honestly, if we was if we had full confidence and we took a good position size right here and played this move back up, there wouldn't have been a need for us to traded this as well because we'd already hit our daily goal more than likely with this trade here. Just something to keep in mind. Now let's just scroll on over, see what we can see here. Let me zoom out. I'm going to find some more examples for you all. Okay, for another example here. I've scrolled back a little. I just want to look at this. I want to show you something with volume right here. You can see this on the 1 minute better probably, but we're looking at the 5 minute. You see as we're coming up nearing this resistance, right? We're coming up, some people could have traded this off support here. That was the opening candle. Anyways, we come back up. You see volume going down a little, right, as we near this. That's telling me, or that's one indicator at least, that it's going to reject. Okay? I would feel good about taking this reject with puts and playing it to the downside. That's just how I would handle this. And for those of you familiar with options, a 335.2 reject all the way down to 334, that's a decent trade. I mean, the calls and put options on the Qs and SPY move amazing, and they have really good spreads. They're small account friendly. Some people, this is all they trade. They don't trade any other stocks. They just trade these two ETFs, SPY and Qs. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that worked for you, fine. Just focus on them. If that's what makes you a profitable trader, if that's what fits into your trading style, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, I want to show you all something else. I know there's a lot of hate around the RSI and everything, especially with Brandon. He has a thing against it. For those of you who don't know who Brandon is, he's another admin at Team Bull. If you're not in Team Bull Discord, you definitely need to come join us. We've been absolutely killing it. We've been making all kinds of money. I'm not just saying that. You can go check out the gain section yourself. Okay, if you see, let's look at this, how it works with the RSI. Every time we near one of these resistance, right, you can see 2, 3, 4 examples here. That's another thing telling you, oh, that's pretty cool. There's a divergence. I don't know if you all can see that there. I'm glad I get to show you all that. That's happening right now. So far we learned that volume's going to tell us when we're going to reject or when we're going to bounce. Okay, if we break these levels, we simply just exit our position, admit we was wrong, and possibly look to replay it to the other side, to reverse our positions and play it. If it breaks a resistance, has nice volume, has, a good gap to the next resistance, possibly take it to that next resistance and make money like that. There's different ways to handle these types of trades. What is important is how you manage your risk. If I enter a trade, I can possibly make $1,000 off that trade. I'm not going to risk $1,000 to make $1,000. My stop loss is going to be, again, back roughly around that $300 area. That way, I can literally lose 50% of my trades and still be profitable. I don't lose nowhere near that much. I think I've had 4 losing trades this year so far. But let's just look at something really quick. I see something here we can talk about as well. Another way to trade support and resistance. And I'm actually going to be teaching about support and resistance tonight in the mentorship that I teach. You see how we broke this resistance right here? Again, increase in volume. That was telling us we're going to break this, hold above it. We come up, we pull back, right? That happens a lot whenever you break these resistance levels. We pull back and it retests that, okay? This is a potential trade in itself. We can look for a continuation once it hits that. We can trade it. There's different ways, and I have other videos talking about how to trade bounces if you would like to watch them as well. I'm trying to build my YouTube to cover all my trading styles and be small account and beginner friendly. That's my goal. I like building small accounts. I don't know why. Okay, there's different ways to trade this here. First off, you could tuck it above this for a scalp break of that resistance. Could wait for it to pull back, retest this area, buy in here with cost, play it for a scalp, or if you had the patience, you could take it for a longer day trade. Just be sure, again, it's all about setting your stop loss and managing your risk. You don't always know if it's going to continue. Sometimes it will, like it did here, and sometimes it'll have a little move up, then it'll just pull right back. That's why it's important to take profits on the way up and to move your stop loss accordingly. I think I've made this video as short as possible. Please go check out my other videos. But yeah, that pretty much sums up this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll leave the link for Team Bull in the description. Come make some money with us.